Wisconsin takes care of business in the second round, a 70-63 win in their Big Ten tournament debut over the Northwestern Wildcats. Nolan Winter was the story in this one, but thought a lot of Badgers had moments in this game, including Stephen Crowell getting feisty at one point. But Nolan Winter with a Ken Palm MVP, 18 points, 9 of 10 at the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 2 steals as well. 18 for Tanji, 22 for Nick Martinelli in a losing effort. Kind of a ho-hum, Badgers, sleepwalky, yeah, we're better than you performance to me. How would you define this win for Wisconsin?
Yeah, I think it was, nothing too amazing, nothing too bad. I think they just handled business, went about their way, and won this basketball game. I really don't think there's like too much to look into it, to like kind of break it down. I just think that eventually Wisconsin being the better team, and Northwestern outside of Martinelli and Barry and some people, I think that it just got to a point where Wisconsin was able to flex their Badger.
Mm. They were just better, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
Martinelli left it all out there. KJ Wyndham once again did the thing where he like shows flashes of being a star in the future.
Mhm.
But like Matt Nicholson had zero answers for the Wisconsin front court. I've talked up Jordan Clayton, Justin Mullins as role players. I thought like they were just clearly outclassed at their positions. Like you go line by line in this game, other than Martinelli, who I think honestly outplayed Tanji in this game. I don't know where Northwestern had an answer. They shot 5 for 20 from three as a team. I did feel like this game was played on Northwestern's terms. It was kind of dragged into the mud, especially early. This wasn't like a crazy fast up and down game. This was a 66 possession ball game, which is not nearly what I think Wisconsin wants to do in some of their loudest, best offensive performances. They're a team that can get out and run when things are going well. So I guess give Chris Collins credit for that. You know, a 7 point loss is like not embarrassing by any means, but I think Northwestern believed they could win this game. That's the problem, and they didn't play good enough to do that.
Yeah, big picture with Klesmit back in the fold, right? And this Wisconsin team just out how they are and how they're kind of made up. Do we skip over too much that like this team has Winter and this team has Crowell who can give you something in that post area? Because I feel like we talk about Tanji, we talk about Blackwell, and we bring up like the role players, like what McGee can bring off the bench, what Carter Gilmore can pitch in every now and then, Janicki and those guys. But I really feel like we don't talk about Wisconsin's front court enough.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's been the story of Crowell's entire career, right? Crowell's a very underappreciated guy who barely cracked our Big Ten top 50 players list. And I remember having a conversation with you in the summer of like, we have to put him on here, don't we? And I
Yeah.
remember one of us was just like, dude, it's Stephen Crowell. I was like, yeah, but there's so many teams in this league that would take him
Wait,
as their
one of
center.
us?
Yeah.
It was you.
I don't remember which one of us it was that said that.
You're repeating yourself right
I feel like
now.
I'm twisting history right now because I feel like I talked you into putting Crowell on the list. But
I wanted
anyways,
Crowell 27.
beside the point, he's been here 5 years. He's never the sexiest guy. He's like, honestly, who are we kidding? His most similar Ken Palm player comparison this season is Dallas Walton. Like, that's just not, it's
The
not a
Ohio
guy.
State big? Is that who that is?
The Dallas Walton that played at Wake Forest in Colorado.
I don't know who. Oh, I was thinking of Dallas Lauderdale.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Dallas Walton, but the point is, he's there's no flash, there's negative flash to it, but he is reliable, and I think Nolan Winter is a good pair with him. He has had louder moments, I think, than Crowell has had this year, and Crowell did show some personality in the little dust up in this game as well. What'd you think of that whole sequence?
I mean, just I think Wisconsin is a team that can maybe if they don't try, it gets under your skin playing against them a little bit, given how they play basketball. So stuff like that's bound to happen, and I'm sure you know the Northwestern players hear Collins and his comments about officiating and things like that, and how games get called, and I think that frustration kind of leaked out in that moment.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. So I feel like there's been stretches to the Wisconsin season. They were awesome in the non-con. They were awesome in February. People were talking like, is this the best team in the Big Ten? Then they've had really inconsistent stretches, like the end of the regular season, alternating wins and losses in the final five. Some ugly losses when you consider two home losses at the Kohl Center. The team you saw from Wisconsin today, which team is that?
In comparison to the team that lost at home to Penn State, is what you're saying, or
Just
what? What?
like I feel like there's two versions of Wisconsin. The whoa, this team's awesome. They could make a Final Four. They're as good as anyone in this league. And then like, yeah, they're
This
good.
this was like a we can win this way type of Wisconsin game for
Okay,
me.
so somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, like we can win this way if we need to. We don't have to just like Tangi and Blackwell you to death. We can be in the weeds, I guess.
Okay. Can I give you my analysis of this?
What if I said no?
I'm worried about Wisconsin.
Oh,
I think this is the exact same team I've seen for their last five in the regular season, which is not at all the team that had a super high ceiling that was like as good as Michigan State for a month. I'm going to use the same argument I used at the end of the Michigan State Wisconsin game that I know Wisconsin fans liked at the time. So if they flip on me in the comment section today, I'm coming for you, Wisconsin fans. It's a real argument. It's a real thing. Y'all are lucky as hell that Northwestern missed 15 of their 23s in this game. They shot 25% from three. They couldn't hit a thing. And yes, you led comfortably. You led by 18 points with 4 minutes left, but you also trailed for big stretches of the first half. And this was just not like a comfortable win. You had probably a 10-minute stretch of this game that you really blew it open.
okay, but can I push back on this one? Why are they what Northwestern doesn't hit threes?
I mean, they can shoot better than 25% from three card.
I mean, they can, but not. I mean, it's not like if they were a good 3-point shooting team, then I'd be like, yeah, they got away with it. But this is a team that is barely escaping being red on Ken
That's
Pop, man.
fine. That's fine. Ty Berry 0 for 3 doesn't sit right with me today.
That is, I think that's fair. But
No, again,
if
you
you're
were
asking more
up
Jordan Clayton threes and Mullins threes, and I got to cut you off
you
there.
were up 16 or 18 or whatever it was late. Like I get it. Wisconsin was the better team, but I just for large stretches of this game it just didn't it felt like this was a game Wisconsin if they played their A+ game could have won by 30 and instead you look up at the end of this 7-point win. Like I've seen too many sleepwalky games for Wisconsin in the last month.
So here's where I'm at. Speaking on behalf of my Badgers, what do we have to show you to make you a believer?
Am I allowed to be greedy in my answer?
Of course, this is your answer. You can be as greedy as needed.
I need to see Tanji and Blackwell be better than this.
Okay.
Because this Wisconsin today, respectfully to what we laid out already, the Nolan Winter led Wisconsin is not a Wisconsin I'm interested in. And Tanji still had 18 points in this game. He was fine. We got a lot of heat on Twitter for leaving Tanji off of our 25 players to watch in the NCAA tournament. If you remember back to that video, we brought his name up. You asked me, like, should Tanji be on this list? And I'm the one who said no. Just doesn't strike fear in me. I think he's a great player, but he's had games where he's gone for what, 40? Largely at the free throw line. He had 2 points 15 minutes into this game. Slept walked his way to 18. Did John Blackwell play?
John Blackwell.
I'm dead ass. I've noticed Kamari McGee more than I noticed John Blackwell in this game. That's crazy, right?
Blackwell did play, yes.
Okay. Did he play better than Kamari McGee?
He struggled to shoot, struggled from three in the game.
Okay. Is it too much for me to be just demanding that the two stars are the sell here? Play like
No,
stars.
no. I feel like that's a simple ask. That's not greedy. The way this bracket, Wisconsin's at the top, right?
Wisconsin is in the top half. Yes, they're going to get
Okay,
Michigan State in the semi if they can beat UCLA.
got you. Unfortunately, because you said that, there will be both those guys doing something soon.
I
Was
hope so.
hoping it came at the expense of your team. It might come at the expense of mine.
it, it doesn't need to come at the expense of my team. My team can get got by anybody. We're not worried about my team, I promise. Look, I'm not trying to hate. Good win. I'm coming from a place of like what would make me fear Wisconsin again?
Mhm.
I was afraid of the Wisconsin that had Tanji and Blackwell as night to night guys going for 20 to 25 points each. And visibly in this game, Car, I don't feel that they were aggressive enough to do that. Felt like they let the game play them. And that's how I think you look up and you're kind of in a 1 to 2 possession game with Northwestern. I'm not interested in that. We know this Wisconsin team is good. I want to see them be great. And I don't think they've been great since they came to the Breslin Center and really stunk it up against your team. You know what happens, Card? I'm noticing a pattern here. Michigan State breaks a lot of good basketball teams.
It's a trend.
I need to see a great performance from Wisconsin. I still believe it can come. Maybe it comes against UCLA. We'll have a preview up of that. As we do for every team whose season ends, Cart, could you please give me some words on behalf of Chris Collins and Northwestern?
Listen, my good friend, my good buddy, my good friend Christopher. Um, Northwestern will be back. We're gonna get Martinelli back. Okay, we have KJ Wyndham year two, Trey Singleton on the way, the young Gill on the way. There's probably some weird kid from Cornell that no one knows about that can really shoot the ball, or from Dartmouth that we're gonna get next year as well. We're gonna poach some Ivy Leaguers that no one else wants, and we will be back, and we'll be better. Just wait on it.
All right. Spirited words. Chris Collins, find yourself some AC tonight, my friend. Snuggle up with a blankie and a book to read. You've got nowhere to go for the next 2 months.